Can you imagine life without internet? No TikTok, no Facebook, no YouTube, even Google didn't exist here yet. But did you know the Philippines only got connected to the internet in 1994? Yep, that's just a little over 30 years ago. In this video, we'll go back in time and see how we went from slow dial-up to super-fast fiber and 5G. How did it all start? Who made it happen? And how did it change our lives forever? Before fast internet and smartphones, there were dial-up modems and bulletin board systems, or BBS. In the 1980s, some Filipino tech hobbyists started connecting computers using these early systems to send messages and share files. In 1986, the very first BBS in the Philippines went live. First Phil, RBBS, run by Dan Angeles and Ed Castañeda. It used an old IBM XT and a modem running at just 1,200 bits per second. Imagine loading a photo in 10 minutes. By 1987, a network called Philippine FidoNet Exchange was formed to connect multiple BBSs across Metro Manila. By 1993, internet pioneers in the Philippines were ready for something bigger. What started as university email experiments soon evolved into a national mission. That year, a new government-backed initiative called PhilNet was born, led by a technical committee of engineers, scientists, and university tech leaders with initial funding from DOST and support from Victoria University of Technology in Australia. Filipino students were finally able to send emails to the global internet, routing messages through Ateneo's server all the way to Australia using a Hayes modem. It was expensive, slow, but it worked. The early success was so promising that by November, DOST awarded a 12.5 million peso grant to kick off Phase 2. Led by Dr. Rudy Villarica, this phase funded new equipment and leased communication lines to bring us one step closer to a live global internet connection. The countdown to March 29, 1994 had begun. March 29, 1994. This was the day the Philippines officially connected to the global internet. At 1:15 a.m. inside the PLDT Network Center at the Ramon Cojuangco building in Makati, a quiet but historic connection was made. Benjie Tan, a Filipino network engineer from PhilNet, had just finished configuring a Cisco 7000 router. He connected the Philippines to Sprintlink, a major US internet backbone service, via a 64 kilobit per second international leased line. That line linked us to Sprintlink's router in Stockton, California, and then routed traffic through the NASA Ames Research Center. The gateway was open. The Philippines was finally online. Benjie Tan then posted a message to a Usenet group for Filipinos overseas. He wrote, "As of March 29, 1994 at 1:15 a.m. Philippine time, the Philippines was finally connected to the internet via Sprintlink. The gateway to the world for the Philippines will be via NASA Ames Research Center." Just hours later, 10:18 a.m., at the first international email conference in Talamban, Cebu, a crowd of professors, students, and ICT professionals had gathered at the University of San Carlos. There, a guest speaker, Dr. John Brula, Professor Emeritus of Electrical and Computer Engineering at Syracuse University in New York, stood up and delivered the words everyone had waited years to hear. "We're in." Cheers erupted in the room. The PhilNet connection was officially live, marking the Philippines' full integration into the digital world. After our historic first internet connection on March 29, 1994, the digital journey of the Philippines had only just begun. By 1995, a big law called the Public Telecommunications Policy Act was passed. This allowed more companies and schools to connect to the internet, even without a full franchise. Suddenly, the web was no longer just for scientists or universities. It was for everyone. Then came DSL broadband in 2000, introduced by PLDT. It was a game changer, faster speeds and no need to disconnect just to make a phone call. For the first time, you could download music, browse Friendster, or even play Ragnarok online without tying up your landline. Cyber cafes or computer shops also exploded across the country. From city malls to rural towns, these became our second home. For many Filipinos, this was their first taste of the online world, chatting on MIRC, checking Yahoo Mail, or battling it out in Counter-Strike. Behind the scenes, telcos like Globe, Bayantel, and PLDT battled it out to bring better connections. They laid the groundwork for what would later become mobile data and fiber. In 2010, things really started to speed up. Big telcos like PLDT and Globe rolled out TD-LTE and fiber broadband, replacing outdated WiMAX connections. Internet at home became faster, more reliable, and more essential, especially as mobile data use exploded. By 2013, mobile subscriptions hit 102 million, and by 2017, over 117% of the population had mobile phone subscriptions. But let's talk about a major game changer, President Rodrigo Duterte. In his 2020 State of the Nation address, he gave telcos a strong message: improve your internet service in 5 months. This pressure worked. Internet speeds skyrocketed from just 7.91 megabits per second in 2016 to over 82 megabits per second by 2022. That's a 944% jump. Then came Dito Telecommunity in 2021, our third telco. It pushed competition and helped bring prices down and speeds up. In 2022, we made history again. The Philippines became the first country in Southeast Asia to approve Starlink, bringing satellite internet to remote islands and disaster-prone areas. No cables? No problem. And in 2024, the World Bank launched a massive digital infrastructure project to expand high-speed internet beyond the big cities, especially in provinces and rural barangays. Meanwhile, digital laws like the Free Public Internet Act and Cybercrime Prevention Act shaped our online landscape, protecting users but also sparking debate on digital freedom. Under President Bongbong Marcos, Phases 2 and 3 of the National Fiber Backbone Project were launched to connect remote and underserved regions like Cagayan Valley, Bicol, Calabarzon, Eastern Visayas, Northern Mindanao, and Davao. So far, the project has connected over 600 government offices, served 17 million Filipinos, and aims to cut internet costs down to just $5 per megabit per second. The government even secured a $287 million loan from the World Bank to push phases 4 and 5 forward, especially helping Visayas and Mindanao. Now in 2025, 104 million Filipinos are online, mostly using smartphones. We spend around 10 hours a day online, more than anyone in Southeast Asia. And that's how the Philippines leveled up in the digital world, from dial-up to fiber and beyond. If you learned something new today, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss more videos about Philippine history, tech, and culture. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.